Namaste Yogis. Welcome to this week's Abhyasa. Please be seated in your meditative posture. From this week, I'm going to be a little bit more fluid in the way I teach. We've spent so much time getting the rigid discipline of the time and in terms of the 2 minutes and 1 minute. Now it's time for us to explore a little bit of the poetry of yoga. And this is why I'm practicing with you so that what I experience and what you experience is one and the same. Bring your hands into a namaste and bring your awareness to your sankalp, your resolution, stating it with a deep emphasis 3 times. And as you repeat your resolution to yourself, visualize yourself. At the end of this month, on October 31st, the full moon, what or who the you on 31st October that you would like to meet, that you would like to create and discover. We begin with the first 2 Yoga Sutras. Atha Yoga Anushasanam Yogaschitta Vritti Nirodhaha. Inhale. Remember our group goal: share joy through yoga. Some of you asked me why we call this Abhyasa. Abhyasa Vairagya Tannirodha. To attain success, you need a daily practice so that the neural circuits of the brain allow you to transform from habits. It's very important. Block 1 nostril, 10 exhalations in Kapalbhati. A 100 in Bhastrika Pranayam. Last 10 rapidly. Inhale, internally chanting So. Hold the breath. Exhale, internally chanting Hum. You're using Ujjayi Pranayam. And as you inhale and exhale, we stretch the neck. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to the left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beginning to now rotate the shoulders. In your mind, the breathing, the Soham breathing is going on. Reverse. Whenever you catch yourself talking to yourself or lost in thought, keep coming back to your Soham chanting and your breathing. One of the things I fondly recall and amazingly recall is in the 7 years that I lived with my Guru and in the 10 years since, I have never once seen him lost. For me, this is the definition of yoga. Chitta vritti nirodha has happened for him. The patterns in the mind are ceased, so he's always in the now. Keeping up with Soham, Marcharyasan, breathe in and out. Agnisar Kriya, moving the stomach in and out, or Noli Kriya, moving it side to side. Indandod. Now that we are fired up, stoke the fire. Beginning to stretch. Tadasana. We're giving this natural movements of the spine. Just loosen out your hip. Lateral flexion. Back extension. And flexion. Just allowing the hamstrings to stretch. And again, legs are just a bit wider. Contract the glute, contract the thighs. So that will help with they are synergist muscles for the lower back to stretch. The back extension. Now opening out the legs, twist. Getting a rotation of the spine. Reach for the ankle. Change. and change. Change. Stretch. And from here, just lunge and straighten the back knee, allowing the hip flexor to start to stretch. Drop the knee. And what you do here is just bend the knee at the back and stretch it, allowing your hip to drop a little bit so that you're getting the hip flexor to stretch. Drop the knee. So looking at a point for your balance. Bending one knee and the other knee. Just allowing the shoulders to stretch. Opening up your inner thigh. And now just push the knees apart. Change. Stretch the thigh. And here. And as you do this, just press the instep of the foot. These points on the inside of the foot correspond in reflexology to the spine. For Surya Namaskar, so first grip the mat with your feet, draw up prana, energy from the feet. So you'll find that your thighs have engaged, you're drawing up energy, your glutes have engaged, lower back is flattened, core is engaged, shoulders. Just standing straight itself is a great training. If you don't know how to stand straight, then whatever you do, the body will not have the strength and the grace. The mind will always never be still. Together we chant Om Suryaya Namaha. Om Suryaya Namaha. Inhale, internally so. Exhale is hum. Now just stretch here first. And now just lean, stretch forwards. Draw up the kneecaps, thighs. If you can engage your thighs, then your hamstrings will stretch. Yeah? You have to contract the agonist muscle, so the antagonist muscle will stretch. So contract the thigh, hamstring will stretch. Chin on the chest. Inhale, just keeping the knee straight for now so that the hip flexor starts to activate. Exhale. Here, dip into Chaturanga. Come up to Urdhva Mukha. Those of you who want to do knee, chest, chin can do that. Ashtanga Namaskar and Bhujang. Exhale. Opening the toes, flat feet. Inhale with the right leg at the front. Exhale. Engage the thighs so the hamstrings stretch. Inhale. Engage the thighs and the lower back. The glutes have to engage there so you get a back bend and the thigh. Once again, engage the thigh, stretch, exhale, Santolan, dip, Urdhva Mukh, getting a nice stretch of the spine. The knees are just off the mat. Parvat. Inhale. Now we start to get a little bit more fluid. Exhale. We've done 2 rounds. Let's do another 9. Since you're doing 108 rounds once a week, even our 11 rounds daily is fine. You can do more if you want, if you're going faster than me. Grip the mat with the hands so the chaturanga works well. I'm shooting indoors today because it's raining. It's been raining all week. In your mind, soham, make it a habit. And that is the meaning of Abhyasa, that you may intellectually know that you have to be in the moment and the mind should be here, but it has to become a habit. The neural connections have to happen. So whenever you catch yourself lost in your own thoughts, come back to Soham. And this is why I request you to practice every day. It's not whether I can replace yoga with gym or jogging. The purpose itself is different. Here, you're creating those neuronal connections to be focused on breath, on Soham. And the last round, exhale, engage your thighs, inhale, exhale, dip, inhale, just open up, exhale, staying here for a while, 2 more breaths, inhale, exhale, inhale. Tadasana, just standing straight and seeing to it that your hands are in line with your hips. Just the way you stand will have a huge impact on your energy levels through the day. 3 deep breaths. So, hum. So, hum. Finally, one more breath to go. So hum. Beautiful. From here, exhale, take the left leg back. Virabhadrasana 2. Breathe in. As you breathe out, draw in the inner thighs, engage the inner thighs so that the pelvic floor comes up. So that's your drishti is fixed, your breathing and bandhas. So with every exhale, mool bandh, drawing up the pelvic floor. You'll find there's more space now in your lower back. Exhale, and we'll take up this position that we call the lizard. This part of our class flows like a vinyasa, even though we are holding for longer than usual. The back knee is straight. Now we take up the twist. Parivrita Parasvakonasana. And exhale. From there, just straighten the knees, turn the pelvis, Trikonasana. With every exhale, you want to open out the left hip. You want to engage the front hamstring. What you have to do is tighten or rather contract the front thigh and draw in energy from the feet. So you're deeply grounded. Virabhadra 2. Engage the inner thighs and draw up the pelvic floor. Coming down into this lizard pose. Straightening the back knee as much as you can. Now from here, Parivrita Parasvakonasana. And we take up Trikonasana. So just opening out the hips. Engage the feet, drop energy. Beautiful. We want one balance pose. Hands in a namaste. Take the back leg back. Gripping the foot onto the floor. When you're very, very comfortable, stretch in the front. 5 breaths. Beautiful. Going up into Vrikshasana. Into dancing Natarajasana. Into Padangushtasana B. It's a very important posture for the opening of your hips. There are so many postures that I would like you to practice, so that's why we've got to get our core strength quickly so that we can save more time. Vrikshasana. Drawing up energy from the foot on the floor to go into dancing Nataraj. Padangushtasana. Beautiful. Start to strengthen the lower back. So we start with Shalabhasana. This version first. Palms on the floor, back of the palms on the floor. Stretch up and legs up. And back. Now, interlock your hands underneath your pelvis. When you raise your legs, push through with the balls of the feet. And we take up Chakrasana. So first Setu Bandh, feet are firm on the ground, the inner thighs engage. Without moving the feet, you should feel that the thighs are trying to go closer towards each other without moving the knees. And now you got to engage the glute muscle. Glute and thigh will support your lower back. Without contracting the thigh and the glute, your lower back will hurt. Letting your thighs help with your back bend. So the quadricep here, the thigh, is a synergist muscle for the extension of the back. Coming back down. Pavan Muktasana, pressing your knees to your chest. Naukasana. Stretch your legs up. If you don't have any pain in the back, keep the knees straight. Push out with not the toes, with the balls of the feet. That will engage the thighs well. Every time you exhale, contract. So I've made this 1.5 minutes now. I want you to really focus. Inner thighs are engaged. Come as low as your body can manage. And every time you exhale, draw in the core. See to it that your back is well protected. If you need, you can drop your elbows on the floor or you can bend your knees. But over the course of time, you want to get strong enough to be able to hold the posture. And of course, talk with me as you hold the posture, but jokes apart, just to hold it. Without moving, just tilt the body to one side, legs and arms to the side. As we'll see in this week's campfire on Saturday, when we do the yoga drills for the core strength, we've got the transverse abdominis. That's the most deep muscle of the core. Then you have the external oblique. So now you're working on the external oblique and the internal oblique muscle. It's very important. It's deeper lying than the rectus abdominis on top. Therefore, tougher muscle to work, and at the same time, more rewarding if you can strengthen it, because it will take care of your entire posture. Engage the inner thigh. When I teach classes, even for teachers who come in for my classes, they find this very difficult. They may be doing yoga for 20 years, but at the same time, this is, change the side, this is a daily practice one needs to do. If you can discipline your core, you can bring discipline to many aspects of your life. So your mind is focused on your Soham. So as low as your body can take. And just bend the knees, don't drop them. Grip the mat with your palms. Don't drop your feet. Pull up the pelvic floor. Mool Bandha. Udiyan Bandha. Yeah. So the core begins from the base, from the pubic bone. So from there we're going to pull up. Very nice. Coming here. Chaturanga for a minute. Grip the mat as if you're gripping it. Just half a minute here so that everybody can do it. Core in, kneecaps engage. The heels feel that they're being pushed back. And you're looking forward. The spine is long. Abs in, navel in. Push up. Again, these poses are something that all the people who come into my classes, a lot of them are teachers, they struggle with because they can hold chaturanga a little bit during the vinyasa, but they don't really hold it or go up from there straight into santolan. With your heels, push back. With your kneecaps, pull it up towards your hip. So your thighs have engaged and you're looking forward. So your practice should have the right amount of challenge for you and the right amount of, you should be able to do it consistently. Now just walk your legs further back so that you can drop your elbows. We'll take a minute here of full focus. So with the heels you're pushing backwards, with the head you're pushing forwards. Stomach in, navel in. Thighs have engaged, the core has engaged. Mool Bandha. Soham. And now, just start to walk up. So that you're on the toe tips. And pushing your shoulder blades apart. Beautiful. Bring your hands for Mayurasana. The pinkies and the wrists touch, the elbows touch once they bend. So that the elbows dig into the navel, the crown of the head on the forehead on the floor. Stretch your legs back. With the fingers, grip the mat, raise the body up. You should be pushing with your thighs back, lower back, everything engages. This posture we are doing so that it teaches us the value of building the neural connections. You're going to do it daily, monthly. There will be a day where your legs will rise up. We don't even have to make the effort. Just put in the hard work daily, and before you know, like one day you rose up to chakras, and one day you rose up to shirshas, and one day the legs will come up. You don't have to worry too much about it. Grip the mat, hold the mat. With the knees, lock the shoulders. Look at a point. Again, just bring the heels up to the glutes. And you're doing your Mool Bandh also in that posture. Bakasana, a lot of you have told me you're finding it difficult. Just do it daily, daily, daily. Small things, shoulders tightened with the legs, heels to the glutes. For Parsva Bakasana, twist. Bring the right knee outside the left shoulder and the right hip on the right shoulder. Engaging the inner thigh, pelvis. So a lot of you have told me that you're finding this difficult. Yeah, it's fine. Daily work. A lot of modern fitness trains the body from the out. So I want to chisel my body. What we need to do in yoga is train from in and out, from inside, from your sankalp, from the way you want the body to be. Remember, you began as a cell and all of this has started and built around that. So you don't go this way, you go this way. You build the idea in yourself, sankalp, that you're strong, and the body will reflect that. We get into headstand. So you don't have to just make the muscles strong, you have to have the belief that you're strong. Crown of your head on the floor. Engage the inner thighs. Push through with the balls of the feet. Coming back down. And just stretch. We call this a shashank, hare, rabbit, or sharnagat. When you bring your hands here, we call it balasan. We now move into sharnagat mudra. Surrender just. We move into sarvangasana. Please use a cushion, or rather a folded blanket would be ideal, so that your shoulders are on the cushion or blanket and your head is on the floor behind. Engage the glute, inner thigh, stretch. 5 deep breaths. Halasana. Coming out of that and do a counter pose. Beautiful. Let's spend a little bit of time working on twists today. So just sit straight. First, bend the left knee. Take the left hand around the left leg. Interlock your hand. Okay? Stretch a little forwards. Push with the ball of the foot. Marichaya A. And what we want is for you to look over the left shoulder. Marichaya B. And in that posture now, let's go a little bit more detailed. The same left leg's bent. Turn around. Get the right shoulder across. Good. Now that we've done that, let's come to the posture we really want. Those who are comfortable here and no more can stay there. Everybody else bend the right knee into Padmasana. With the right leg in Padmasana, bend the left knee. Okay, now bring the knee a little close in. Careful that this knee doesn't get torqued too much. Bring this in. Lock the shoulder. Bring this hand back to interlock. If you can't interlock, not a problem. You can even just stay here. And those who can interlock, so you're binding your hands. What this does is it puts a beautiful inner pressure on the internal organs. Change. Fantastic. Gently relax the leg. Okay. Let's do it with the other side. So bend the right knee. The first one is very simple. Take the right hand as much as you can. You can even just stay here and turn around. And if you can, lean forward. Good. In the same posture, let's bring the left leg here. And try this first. You're just looking over the right shoulder. Just to get your dexterity right. Okay. And the posture we really want. The right knee is bent. Turn to the left. Lock the hand. And interlock here. Pull up the pelvic floor. Now that you open the back, those who are comfortable there can stay there. You can even do it like this. You need a twist. And those who can, bend the left knee and Ardha Padmasana. With that in mind, bring the right leg in. Turn the body. Now that you've turned the body, grip the hands. It puts beautiful pressure on the liver, kidneys, internal digestive organs. Okay, and let's just complete Baddha Konasana. Move the glutes out. inner thigh starting to loosen out and just drop down. First 30 seconds, wait till the body starts to resist you. So in the muscle spindle, that's in the middle part of the muscle, the belly of the muscle, you'll find that some resistance develops. So that's the body's defense mechanism against overstretching. Good. So what we do now is come little out of the stretch so that the firing of the muscle spindle starts to reduce, and now you can go down all the way. Stretch the spine, keep the lower back stretched. Coming back and just rest in Shavasana. Before you get there, you got to stretch the lower back. So Purvottanasana. That completes our asana training. Take a few deep breaths so you transit well before we get to pranayama. Let's take 3 of the deepest possible breaths we can manage. From head to toe, exhale out all the prana, the stiffness, the tiredness. And from toe to head, inhale fresh prana. Do this 2 more times after this. Moving your fingers, toes, as you keep breathing deeply. This week we are marking World Mental Health Day on October 10th. One of the key aspects of mental health through the yoga practice is just to lengthen and slow down your breathing. We talk about the mind as a kite that flies all over the place, and your breath as the string that allows you to manage it. So just for you to see the posture before I come in closer for the pranayama, one leg is on the perineum between anal and genital space, and the other leg is on top. Let me sit a bit closer so it's easier for you to see pranayama if you need to. So place the heel at the perineum. This leg on top of the genital space. These toes go in, these toes come up. For the next 8 minutes, we're going to do Anulom Vilom Pranayama. So first just see that you're comfortable. You should be comfortable in your sitting posture. Sthira Sukha Asana. Steady, comfortable, seated pose. The right hand in Vishnu Mudra, block the right nostril. Inhale through the left, internally so. close the nostrils for double the count. So 1:2. So double the count. Move the thumb, exhale through the right, internally chanting hum. And again for double the count. So 1:2:2. Now that you've exhaled out completely, close the nostrils. Vahya Kumbhak for double the inhalation. So 1:2:2:2. In right for 1, internally so. Close nostrils for 2. Out left, internally chanting hum for 2. Close nostrils for 2. From the second round on your own, the reason we are focusing so much on Anulom Vilom is so that we train the Kumbhak, internal retention and external retention. Pranayama is defined as kumbhak. Once you have the deep breathing and the health from asana, the next stage in our journey is kumbhak training. It is seen that yogis in heightened states of samadhi, the breath is suspended naturally. Therefore, by training kumbhak, we want to access those states. We cannot rush it, it will damage neural circuits. Next, using Bahya Kumbhak, external retention, suspension of breath in Mahabandha. Breathe in, blow out, draw up the pelvic floor, pull in the stomach, touch the chin on the chest. Two more times. Pull up the pelvic floor. You're not letting apana vayu go down. At some point we'll do a learning about the vayus, and you're not letting prana go up, lock. The navel goes in, so samana vayu is drawn in. It makes you very, very powerful, very forceful work, pranic work. Release. And the last time. Om chants. Let's do 7, each for one chakra. You do 6 loudly, the 7th one silently. You know the chakra points, so let's get started. For the next 3 minutes, we're going to do 10 deep breaths. Inhale, internally soar, awareness up the spine to the eyebrow center. Exhale, hum. That's the simple kriya that we are setting up. Inhale, awareness. You can even visualize a white light move up the spine. Hum. But as you do this, for the next 10 breaths, every breath you take, bring your offering of gratitude to one person in your life. Let's start with our mother, and from there, 9 more people with the breath. You can continue to do that practice. We have 5 minutes to go. It's very important in your yoga practice that you give space. There should be at least 5 minutes where you're not practicing any technique. And just being. It may happen naturally. It may not happen naturally. If it's not happening naturally, then you continue to do the gratitude work. Or you can continue to do the Om chanting. But you've got 5 minutes of sitting time. For the last 1 minute, bring your awareness to your Sankal. Who do you want to meet on October 31st? Who is the October 31st version of yourself? You are going to wake up on October 31st, God willing, and be a particular person. The question is, are you going to stumble upon that person unconsciously over the next 25 days? Or are you going to consciously create, as an experiment, to be able to see whether you can make changes to your neural circuits, to change your habits, to be who you always have wanted to be? There is genetics, there is habit, but brain neuroplasticity means every day we do yoga and meditation, we change the shape and structure of our brain. This gives us hope that we can bring our reality in sync with the way we want it to be. Namaste Yogis. I look forward to meeting you at the campfire on Saturday, 7:30 India time in the morning. We're going to train. Namaste.